Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I love? Patreon.com/inkdependence, where patrons get access to a patron-only Discord, ad-free videos, and the joy of knowing they help support this channel. Hello folks, welcome to Inkdependence. I'm Mike, and today I've got an ink for you from Robert Oster. This is one of their shaken shimmy inks. You see there's a bunch of shimmer down there in the bottom. It is a purple shimmer in a bright blue ink, and this one is called Free Spirit. This is a Vanness Pens exclusive, and Lisa gave me this bottle to share with y'all because, this is an ink that means a lot to Vanness Pens and the community. This was an ink that was designed in honor of Lisa's daughter, Lauren, who sadly passed a while back, and this is a pair of ink colors that really evoke the sort of the spirit and nature of her daughter Lauren. So thank you very much for giving me this ink. It's kind of it's a touching story, and it's a really fun combination of inks to celebrate the life of someone who must have been a lot of fun. All right, here you go. This is Robert Oster and Vanness Pens Free Spirit. Really interesting ink and very bright and in your face. There is also, I believe, one of these that is not shimmer ink that is available. Let me see if I can find that one. And I'll try to put it in a comment down here if I can remember, but we're going to move on. But this is a really beautiful kind of aqua blue color, and that purple shimmer just really hits. I mean, it's got a whole bunch of shimmer in there. I haven't had any problem with this one binding up in the nib or anything like that. It has behaved itself very well. I have it here. This is the Nebula Casual Note 90 GM2 paper. Feels good to me on the paper. I didn't have any clogs or anything. Performance, not great on the 20-pound paper. So this is an ink that you actually kind of want to put on sort of medium grade paper, I think, which is kind of an interesting place for an ink. Qualities here, tons of shimmer. And the ink pen that I had this in, goodness, I keep mixing up the words ink and pen right now, is this one. You can see it's actually it's very, very low. This is a TWSBI Go. TWSBIs are sort of my go-to for shimmering inks. Most of my TWSBIs are shimmer inks at this point. But this one, this nice clear one, I thought would be like Clear Skies and Free Spirit seemed like a really nice sort of combo. And this has a medium nib, and it's been working really well in this pen. I was a little worried about this ink being super low saturation, but it seems like it works perfectly well. I think that the coated papers are not going to be great for this. If you haven't like Tomoe River or like Rhodia and that sort of thing, Clairefontaine, for example, it's not going to be great. It's going to be too light, I think. But if you put it on sort of papers that are meant to soak in, like grab the ink a bit more, like this Nebula Casual Note, you're going to have a good time, and it's going to be fun to write with and fun to read. It's just a kind of a spirited, fun ink. Here is the chromatography there, and this is, I wrote this before I started leaving room for my chromatography strips, so you can see here, this is not going to have water resistance, is my prediction. There's the purple shimmer at the bottom. There's that bright blue. We got hints of green and such in there, but I don't think this is really gonna have any water resistance. So let's go ahead and do this. All right. There we go. As I say there, you will want to put this in a pen that can handle the high shimmer volume. I have heard that some of the Robert Oster shimmers can be a little bit intense for some pens, and it will like do a little bit of clogging. I haven't had that experience, but like I say, most of the time my shimmers go in pens that I know are going to be good with shimmers. So like TWSBI Ecos and Goes and things like that. Go ahead and blot this up here. Probably not going to leave anything behind, but you never know. I do like this trend that some ink companies are doing, where they have like an off color shimmer, so it's not like a blue ink with a blue shimmer. You got like a blue ink with a bright purple shimmer. I think it's a great combo. Yeah, no water resistance here at all. Kind of like completely gone. You could maybe make out some of what you wrote if you spilled your glass of water on it, but it will free spirit itself right away if you pour water on it. So don't do that. All right, for other kinds of papers, here it is on copy paper. And I said on there that it's not great on copy paper. It does do some spreading a little bit. And you're going to see you can see my letters are getting a little muddled there, and that's because it's spreading on the paper. But it is a fairly thin kind of low saturation ink, and this is a fairly wet nib. These the TWSBI mediums, so it's not super surprising. It looks totally fine. I think it did do some bleeding. I think it's pretty. I don't know, a little bit more bleeding than average maybe, but this is at 20-pound, 30% recycled copy paper. And this is meant for like laser printing or whatever. It is not meant for liquid ink. And so it does okay, better than some, worse than others, but it's okay. So it is okay on this paper. Also, I will say before you let this one go, I think the color looks really good on this paper. It might have soaked it up a little bit too much, but it looks really nice. It's a good color. It kind of comes off more tealy. I like it. Here it is on some Mormon croquis paper, and it was a little hit or miss on this paper. The shimmer is really pulling it through. You can see so much shimmer here where the light's hitting it like that. But then somewhere in here, I think I got a little bit of I don't know, I wasn't hitting the shimmer. Maybe I got a little bit of a shimmer clog or something, and then it like broke free right down here. But you just get the ink here. It's a little bit on the pale side. I think it really needs the shimmer to really come through and look great. But if you want to hit pause, this is the story of retro reflective studs, those little studs you put in the middle of roads. So this is when it's raining or dark or whatever, you can see where the lane lines are. Pretty cool stuff. So there you go. Name for Dr. Elbert Dysart Butts Dots. That's pretty fun. I'd forgotten about this part of the story. This is from the 99% Invisible City, which is a Roman Mars and Kurt Kohlstedt book that I've been transcribing. Check it out. My sister gave it to me as a gift, so that's fun. And of course, nothing coming through the back of croquis. Mormon croquis does not allow that. All right, next up, my Inky Fingers currently inked notebook. This is wheat straw paper, kind of like sugarcane paper, but not quite the same. Pretty close though. And I think it came out pretty well on this. Like I said, these kind of like medium grade papers, I think it works pretty well on those. You do have that shimmer when I tilt it, but here you can see the color itself looking good, I think. And then, lastly, for our paper samples, this is my Galen Leather Co. Everyday book. This is Tomoe River paper, the original old school stuff. And it's okay on here. I think the blue is, it's working better than I thought it would. Honestly, I figured this would be just like too light on here, but I think it worked out pretty well. And that shimmer puts it over the top. I think it looks nice. This is not something you're probably going to want to use every day for every use. Maybe it doesn't belong in your, like, I don't know, in your very serious office environment. But if you're just writing some journal entries or some notes or, I don't know, a fun shopping list, yeah, hit up some Free Spirit. All right, color comparisons. I don't have a ton of these because, some things are a little bit close, but nothing is like exactly the same. So here is Robert Oster Vanness Free Spirit on a Colodex card. You can find these at all kinds of retailers, including Vanness Pens, I believe, and also Well-Appointed Desk Shop herself. The ink comes off a little bit more teal on here, I think, than it has on some of the other papers. It's very interesting looking. I think it looks good. Did I write a sample on the back? I didn't write a sample on the back. Bad Mike. All right, here is another light-ish blue. This is Vinta's Fairy Tale Lock Bay, and this one just kind of didn't really work out super well for me. I think it was just not enough ink in there somehow. It looks like it's darker, but actually from a pen, it's not. I read a sample in there. Yeah, it's only okay, I think, from a pen. The shimmer is really hauling that one along, although it is a really cool combo. So a little more ink in that ink, and it would have been a banger. Then we have Diamond Glacier. This one is like so hard to read when you get the shimmer. This is that new Star Bright shimmer from the Inkvent this year. And as you tilt it this way, it's kind of a much darker blue than Free Spirit. But this way, bam, blinding, so like huge load of blinding silver shimmer, which has weirdly not clogged up a pen. So that's kind of cool. But it is kind of hard to read in the wrong light. But again, it's not really like Free Spirit. Then we have Diamine Sub-Zero, which is a little bit closer. It's darker than Free Spirit, but it also has that kind of shimmer that's like a little bit off the regular color there. I think it looks pretty nice. And then I think the only thing that's really close to this one that I have at all is a Vinta ink. It's an Enigma stationery exclusive that is called Enigma. So Enigma. This is from San Francisco this last year. And it's pretty close, although I think this is darker than Free Spirit, but it's kind of in the same vein-ish. It doesn't have purple shimmer. It's got like a teal shimmer in a teal ink. So this one has contrasting shimmer. This one has like sort of matching shimmer. And this one's much more, I don't know, much more. It's a bit more teal in general. I think this one's always tealer, and this one is like sometimes more sky blue. So interesting ink, this Free Spirit, but it has a beautiful story behind it, and I think it's one that will really kind of zazz up your writing if you like that kind of shine there and that sort of bicolor thing going on with the green and the purple. I think that's great. I love the story, and thank you very much, Lisa, for giving me this bottle to show everyone. So go find this at Vanness Pens. Tell them I said hi, and you'll see me in another video very soon. Until then, peace out.